It's one of those weeks where I sat and was like, what am I going to do? What do I want to make?
Yeah.
I need to do something. I went down to my
Cake?
basement, went down to my
Oh,
bar, and
oh, you mean a
ooh,
drink?
oh, I should have made a cake. That would have been a lot more interesting. Is this we just bake a cake live on the internet? We
No,
just
that wouldn't be interesting, I don't think.
it,
Well,
maybe
us
not
doing
from
it,
this
maybe.
perspective because it would just be us mixing things, and then I would disappear off camera, and then I
Gotcha.
would just come back, and like
With a cake.
maybe an hour later I disappear off. I don't know how long. How long does it take to bake a cake?
I don't know.
Probably not an hour.
They give them multiple hours on Great British Bake Off.
They give them yeah, because they're probably gonna they gotta mix it, bake it, let it cool.
Yep.
Because
Can it.
you gotta the icing, you gotta put icing on it. You
Yeah,
gotta
yeah. You don't
decorate
want to
it.
do that when it's hot. That'll
They
fucking
care
rot.
about how it looks. I wouldn't care about how it looks.
Oh,
I
I
would just be
gotta care
making
about how
cake
your
for cake's
food
sake.
looks.
Well, no, this isn't the Great British Bake Off show. No, I'm not.
Anytime I'm
competing.
eating, I care about what my food looks like.
I care what my food looks like, but I'm not going to do articulate, detailed icing jobs on a cake that I'm making. I'm just going to. Is it smooth? Is it covered? There we go.
On the Great British Bake Off, they do not call it an icing job.
That's gonna be the name of my memoir one day. The icing job.
The icing job.
Yeah, it's a picture of me eating cake on the front.
So what'd you decide to make? What'd you find?
So when I went down to the basement, I went looking through everything that I had, and I said, you know what? That's a pretty interesting bottle of something to use. And lo and behold,
Aperol.
A bottle
something
of Aperol.
That a lot of people may have seen behind a bar, but not really know what to do with it. There's not a lot to do with it. There is, but there's.
Yeah.
It's a very specific niche.
Yeah, it's a very niche flavor. Aperol, this is a 11% alcohol by volume, so 22 proof, very much on the light side. This is an aperitivo. This is not a digestif. That's more like what
it's more of your pre-dinner drink. Your aperitif.
Yeah, aperitivo. It's normally served with an Aperol spritz, which is you do soda, Aperol, Prosecco, sugar, and orange peel. And that's an Aperol spritz. If you actually buy a bottle of Aperol, they'll even give you a little recipe right there on the back. And
I know a lot of people who love their Aperol spritzes.
It's a great cocktail, but I thought, you know what I'm going to make?
What's that?
I don't know if I want to call it the white trash Aperol spritz.
Well, you already have. You just
did. Kentucky Aperol spritz.
Oh, that's nice.
The Alexandria Aperol spritz, or
the AAS.
The AAS, the alcohol, the alcohol spritz.
The Alexandria alcoholic Aperol spritz.
The dude spritz.
AAA.
The dude spritz.
The dude spritz.
The dude spritz. That sounds like something you catch when you're on vacation.
Oh man, he spritzed on me.
Oh man.
I don't want no.
I went to that taco place and I think I ordered the wrong thing because I ended up with the dude spritz all over the place.
Man, I had the spritz all night long.
Man, I had one of these orders of French fries and just 2 beers, and I was spritzing my pants all the way home.
What are you making? Well, how are you making it? Are you mixing it with
here's
Sprite?
Here's what I thought.
Are you mixing it? Wait, no. If it's Kentucky, it's Ale-8.
I've got a glass of ice. It's in my Biltmore wine glass from Biltmore Estate in North Carolina. It's a big, huge mansion. It's just a big mansion that you get to go through. Apparently, during the wartime, the Biltmores were people who saved a lot of art. Like they would buy a lot of the art and kind of save it and store it during the war because it was like being really sought after or something like that.
Gotcha, yeah.
It's just a big, cool mansion in North Carolina that you can go tour. But we've got a glass of ice. We have a bottle of Aperol.
Okay.
And we are going to go a little bit funny here. We have lemon juice.
Lemon juice.
Instead of orange.
Fresh squeezed, I can see.
And instead of Prosecco. Oh, yes, only the best.
Only the best. Only the best.
Italia Garden. In fact, yeah, this says Italia on it as well. See,
oh, man.
We're on brand. We're on theme. But instead of Prosecco, I didn't want Prosecco. Last thing I want right now at 9 o'clock at night is some sparkling wine. So this is actually going to go a little bit sideways. No, I don't like Sprite. Remember, I don't like really sugary drinks. So
Sprite sugary?
Sweet.
Okay.
I am going with unsweetened rainbow sherbet flavored sparkling water. This is from Good and Gather.
Rainbow sherbet flavored sparkling water. Got it.
Yes. This is from Good and Gather. This is the Target brand. These have been really great. These are like these cool little like half cans that you can get. Just enough to sit around and drink. But I figured that'd be a good Prosecco replacement.
I forgot my mixer in the other room.
Go get it.
I'm going to go grab it real quick and you can make your drink. Have you ever watched It's Always Sunny? Did you see the episode about the mixers? They come across the table and Charlie goes, "Oh, look, they got vodka and orange juice." He goes, No. And Frank, Danny DeVito's character, goes, No, that's just orange juice.
Yeah.
And Charlie goes, "They drink it by itself?" He goes, Yeah, they drink all kinds of mixers. I had a cola mixer by itself the other day. Okay, so yeah.
Cola mixer by itself.
I got to go get my cola mixer.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and get this started. We're going to do the Biltmore wine glass full of ice. We're going to do Aperol. You normally want to do for like a cocktail, 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces. This is a small glass, so I think I'm going to go a little bit light. I'm kind of going to aim for more in that 1.5 realm. Let me get the water out of there. All right, so we're doing about 1.5 ounces of Aperol.
What a pretty color. I will say that for it. It's a pretty color.
About 1.5 ounces of Aperol. It's got a little kind of bitter, kind of astringent taste, very herbal. I wouldn't call it earthy herbal though. It's more in the floral tone. So we've got Aperol, a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of citrus, brighten it up. I also wonder though if this is just putting bitter on bitter. We'll see. Just 2 little squirts. That was my nickname in high school.
That's the name of our episode.
2 little squirts. Nailed it. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and do the unsweetened rainbow sherbet sparkling water. It's a good crack.
That was a good crack. Bad crack, kids. You don't want to have that.
Yeah, you don't want bad crack. First off, look at that layer.
That looks good. That looks good.
Look at that fade on there.
It looks pretty.
That's good. Let's see. Let's get it stirred here. We got the sunglasses.
Now, a good stir is when it's quiet. There you go. It started to get quiet.
All right. So we've got the
one ice cube. I'm going to make it real easy.
What are you doing?
I'm going to have a bourbon and Coke again.
All right, go for it.
We got the little bottle. What did you call it? The apothecary bottle?
The apothecary bottle. Yep.
Did you ever have the people that try to tell you, actually it's pronounced Boulay?
Oh my God. I had somebody say that to me one time that it was.
I heard it twice and it drove me nuts. It's not.
No, it's bullet. They just don't spell it the same way. And
unlike you, I used a jigger. You remember these guys? We had these all over our
bar. Oh yeah, it's still got the price tag on it.
The smart jigger. Yeah, that's on that side. It's a smart jigger.
Yes, those have.
The price tag's on the outside. Who gives a shit?
0.5, 0.75, and 1.5 on one side, and then 1, 2, and 3 on the other, or is yours down? Or is it
1, 2, and 3 on the other? 1,
2, 3, and then 0.5, 0.75, 1.5.
Yep, 1.5.
Yeah.
So
those are pretty standard for the industry, and like, whew, I feel good. I remembered all of that.
That's nice. Nice. We switched to those jiggers for a while, didn't we?
We would spend 8 hours a day with one of those in one of my hands. I had one of those for about 8 hours straight. And because we didn't work at beer and shot bars most of the time. There's nothing wrong with that. Those are some of my favorite bars to go to. You and I did a lot of cocktail bars where we were doing 4, 5, 6 ingredient cocktails, measuring every single ingredient.
Yeah. How many
garnishes?
How many scientific beakers did you break in your life?
About 25, 30.
That weren't in school. Yeah.
Oh, about 30.
If people, when we say breaking scientific beakers, we're not talking about in science class in school. We use them at the bar as mixing. What do you have? I thought you were going to pull one out.
No, this needs a garnish. What better garnish than
Jesus
gummy bears?
What the fuck are you? Oh, wow.
Is it loud?
Oh, it's definitely loud, but that's funny. Didn't we have a drink that had candy?
There you go. An Aperol Spritz with gummy bears falling to the bottom of it. That doesn't look great, but we'll go for that. I figure that might also add a little bit of sweetness to it as they start to melt. But
yeah,
here we go.
I'm curious.
Hold on. We might have hit something here. So, quick thing to think about out there if you're watching this.
You got that looks amazing, and I'd drink that in the chat.
Get a bottle of Aperol. Get whatever seltzer you want.
Yep.
1.5 splash of lemon, or 1.5 ounces of Aperol, splash of lemon, top it off with whatever seltzer water you like. That is fantastic.
There you go. And it doesn't have to be Prosecco.
No, it does not have to be Prosecco for an Aperol Spritz. You can make it whatever you want. Drinks are yours. Something that always really pissed me off as well in the cocktail industry was the pretentiousness of once somebody would learn to bartend and would get a couple chefs under their belt, or the worst were the dudes that would get out of bartending school and then immediately go to the bar.
I taught at the bartending school.
No. But did you go to the bar afterward and order like you were at work and like try to test the bartender?
I regret my first year of being a bartender. Going in and just like, can you make me an oatmeal raisin cookie shot? Okay, and then it would be something different. Then it would be like all different things, and like
the worst is the dudes that come in and go, "Can we get a bartender's handshake?"
Oh God!
Just Fernet? Order a shot of Fernet, dude.
Ew, yeah.
Just order the Fernet. Don't.
Can I get a Cape Cod? You mean a vodka cranberry?
Right. Right. Can I get a Rob Roy?
Rob Roy. Hey, You know what? You don't hear that? No. Yeah. If it depends who's doing it. If it's a younger person, that's somebody who is trying to maybe test you. If it's an older person, they might be too. But I know
I had a Rob Roy customer who was like a 57-year-old lady.
I had a great uncle who was a Rob Roy, I think it was Rob Roy, if I'm not mistaken, was his drink. But the guys in my family love Scotch. Mm-hmm. If you don't know what a Rob Roy is, you got to be a Scotch fan.
Mm-hmm. Tell the people.
It's a Scotch old fashioned, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or a Scotch Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
Basically. Oh, wait, is it? Now I'm thinking.
The Rob Roy is the
Scotch Manhattan.
Yeah.
Scotch Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is one of those things too. Like somebody might come up and just order a Scotch Manhattan, but if they come up and order a Rob Roy, that's a different kind of customer. That is somebody who's probably been drinking that thing for longer than you've been behind a bar, for probably longer than you've been drinking. If you're
like the drink from a few weeks ago, we talked about the Rusty Nail.
Oh, the Rusty Nail.
You got to have Drambuie for that.
You also have to be sure that, honestly, if you've got the 57-year-old lady ordering the Rob Roy, you kind of don't want to be any flashier than the drink calls for. Just make it the way it's supposed to be made, out of the old Mr. Boston. Like the Mr. Boston bartending book.
Bar guides, yeah.
Oh man, the Mr. Boston bar guide. I think I have one. I have one around here somewhere. I have a Mr. Boston bar guide. I have one from like 1932.
Let me grab something I have nearby that I just thought you want to talk about amusing.
Oh, what do you got?
Oh man, I just dropped some things.
I think we got the same thing.
I have some research here, buddy.
What do you got?
Let's talk about unprepared, and this shit's just going off the rails right now. By the way, Griffin, if you're out there, I owe you this book back, brother. This is a great book. We traded. I forgot what he has of mine, but the old-fashioned book. This is every type of old-fashioned you can make. Fantastic book. But here you go, buddy.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about these.
What are those? Oh, our cocktail book? I do have some of those somewhere.
I have almost every drink I've made, learned, or dicked around with behind a bar. Holy shit, the Friday's Bible.
The Friday's Bible. It is, and they're very specific.
I was going to say, just pull one out. Just pull one out. I need to know. What's something out of the Friday's cocktail Bible?
I mean, I've got the kids stuff. A chocolate milk for kids, 9 ounces of milk, 1 ounce Hershey's syrup, mixer, flash blend, kids cup, lid and flex straw.
It tells you to that degree
Yes.
what to put in a chocolate milk.
Hot chocolate, 1.5 packet hot chocolate, 10 ounce hot water, preheat mug. Hot coffee. What? Ingredients: 11 ounces of black coffee. Procedure: build. Hot coffee with cream. Build. Garnish. 2 creamer packets.
That is amazing. Build. Garnish.
Build. Yeah.
Creamer.
A cherry Coke. 1 ounce cherry syrup. Fill with Coke. Chocolate cake. A red snapper. A tropical berry non-shaker mojito.
What's their red snapper recipe?
I can get in trouble for this, I think. Or no, is it past like my time with them?
They don't work there.
Yeah.
Just sign a
red snapper
contract.
Crown Royal, Di-Serona, Cranberry, Chambord.
Oh, Chambord. There's a
it's like just a 1/4 ounce splash of Chambord.
There's a novelty liqueur if there ever was one. Like, hey man, you want some cough medicine that pretends to be fancy?
The ultimate sangria, that's over here. The ultimate revised sangria, the ultimate rum runner.
All right, so I'm not going to put somebody else. I'm going to look for something that's not somebody else's cocktail out of here. I'm going to look for one that I made, one of mine. Hold on.
I remember one that I made that involves sake and a blueberry. Rivertown Brewing has a blueberry lager.
Yes.
And it was a sake, elderflower, and blueberry lager, if I'm not mistaken. It was called like the Saka Bloomy. But I had something else just to show you that would bring back some memories, buddy. Do you remember this?
When we went through our Bernie Lubbers.
Bernie Lubbers. This
Good
is all
old
about whiskey.
Bernie Lubbers.
All about whiskey.
Here we go. I got one. All right, this is let's see. Oh wow, this is one that I worked on a bunch because you could see where I scratched ingredients out and replaced them with other ingredients. All right, here we go. This is the Jumping the Shark. I made this in probably 2019.
Wait, one last thing, and then you go into you.
Go ahead. What is that?
It's the periodic table of cocktails. Periodic table of mixology.
It's like a roadmap to Pretentious Town. What is that?
Black Russian, Bullfrog, Cape Codder, Alabama Fizz, Chelsea Sidecar, an Affair, a B-50. I don't know. I forgot that I had that until right now, to be honest with you.
You should put that up, but you should frame that and put it on your wall.
I should put it somewhere. You should
frame that and put it on the wall.
I also have a party book, but I was gonna just randomly flip to a page and read a dirty drink name, like In the Sack or Irish and Italian Hot Sex. Sorry, Gorilla Sweat.
Gorilla Sweat. What's in a Gorilla Sweat?
Ew. Ingredients for Gorilla Sweat. Are we ready?
Okay, let's go.
It's ingredient 2 that's going to get you. 2 ounces of white or gold tequila.
Mm-hmm.
A teaspoon of butter.
What?
A whole clove. 6 ounces of boiling water and a cinnamon stick. Combine
so it's
all
like
the
a
ingredients except cinnamon stick in the hot mug. Pour and stir with the cinnamon stick. It's called Gorilla Sweat.
Wait, what was the base liqueur?
2 ounces of tequila with clove, cinnamon, butter. Come on now. No.
Hot tequila?
Hot tequila.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with that hot tequila. So here's what I got. This actually would work, I think. This is something I made, I think, in 2019, 2018. I don't remember. Jumping the Shark. 2 ounces of rum. I particularly said Second Sight rum because I think I was trying to work and do something with them at the time. So 2 ounces of Second Sight rum.
2 ounces of rum.
A ½ ounce of Velvet Falernum. It's a sugarcane spearmint. It's in a lot of tiki cocktails.
A girl showed me her Falernum once. It was sexy.
He told that joke, not me.
I'm so sorry.
½ ounce of Velvet Falernum. A splash of Pêche, which is peach liqueur.
Peixe. Oh, that Peixe. By the way, okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Can I brag on that stuff for a bit? If you want the most natural tasting peach you've ever had for a cocktail, Peixe. Peche.
Yes.
It is fantastic. One of the best I ever had. It's so good in any cocktail. If you want like a peach martini, add a little splash of that. Sorry, continue.
So we're doing 2 ounces of rum, a half ounce of Velvet Falernum, splash of Peixe, a half ounce of lime, 1 dropper of tiki bitters, which is a specific bitter that you can buy from Bittermens. It's essentially like a pineapple cardamom clove bitter. It's kind of got that kind of tiki island cocktail vibe. Hard shake, serve over ice, float Smith & Cross high proof rum over the top, mint leaf garnish.
Now, what is I am not familiar with Smith & Cross. Is that like a 150? Would that be like your 151 float?
That'd be like your 151 like high proof rum float on the very top of that. That drink's supposed to go hard in the paint.
Huh.
A lot of booze in that boy. But also, if we ever wanted to, dude, I could literally go through here and one by one read off every single recipe from this one place we both used to work.
Yeah, I know, right? There's a lot of people we know that know us from that place that would be very happy to hear. Dude, wait a second. Here's all the life. Oh, wait.
Old Fashioned, a Hay Burner, Clover Club, Blonde and Stormy, Get in the Struggle Buggy, a Betty Davis, a Sharon Tate,
a Skinny Strawberry Black Martyr. Okay, anyway. This is just us reading.
Ava Gardner.
No, do you remember my favorite drink there? Okay, it wasn't my favorite drink. I won't say that.
The Audrey Hepburn.
Well, that one was the lady's favorite drink.
The Judy Garland.
No, let me tell you. Oh, the Judy. The Bonnie.
The Bonnie was it was a mint. No, was it cucumber mint?
Cucumber basil.
Cucumber basil. Gin?
2 ounces of Hendrick's gin, and there's one more ingredient.
And when you're talking about
there's one more ingredient. Wait, no, there's one more.
Superior.
There's one more key ingredient. Do you remember it? It's 2 ounces. It was 2 ounces of Hendrick's. There's Saint a half ounce of something. Saint Germain, exactly. Elderflower liqueur.
Bartender's ketchup.
Yeah.
Saint Germain elderflower liqueur. Another tip. We're just tossing them out tonight.
It's a beautiful bottle. You've probably
it's the most gorgeous liquor bottle you'll see in your life. But if you're making your drink and it doesn't taste good, and add Saint Germain and it will taste good.
Unless that drink is like
and floral and delicious.
Unless that drink's like a mudslide or something like that. I mean, who knows? An elderflower mudslide.
It'll sweeten it up. It'll sweeten anything. Like it'll make anything nicely sweet. Not
what was the lemonade tasting rye drink from there? Lemonade tasting rye. Oh, there was a rye whiskey with lemon and ginger. I think that wasn't the Clyde, was it? No, there was a Clyde, but the Clyde never got made. The Bonnie got made. The Clyde never got made.
What was the one with brown sugar?
I love brown sugar in anything too.
The Dirty Smash.
Dirty Smash. Oh, man. Any whiskey smash is great. Get yourself some mint and smash it and put some whiskey with it. I wish I had a little bit of mint right now. Maybe
these gummy bears are doing some cool stuff at the bottom of this glass. They're like getting all bubbly. They're like chilling down there. It's like a science experiment. Yo, let's go Aperol.
Let's go Aperol. Is this what? Maybe we should try to like.
This might be. This might be my new. This might be the new me, dude. I might be an Aperol girly from now on.
I don't know if I want to start making a drink every week that's different, but
this is nice.
It's worked out quite well.
So when I come see now, I'm sitting here looking at all these drinks and all of these things. Hold on, you know what? Let's pull one more out.
One more.
Oh, holy shit! This is one that I made. And the name is quite funny because I made, oh wow, there's ones that are X'd out that were, this is from a tequila, a tequila and whiskey bar / taco restaurant that I used to work at. I actually helped create their bar beverage program. And I made all of their initial drinks on their first menu. And this is one that I don't think is on the menu anymore. I don't really think the owner will care if I talk about it. But this drink in particular was called Cero Miedo.
Oh, nice! You did
And
a
this was
Pensa
at
drink.
a tequila bar. Now, here's what was in here. In a shaker tin, you do an ounce and a half of Smirnoff. I believe we were just using regular Smirnoff vodka.
Wait. This is in a what bar?
Tequila bar. Here's
What's
why.
the first ingredient?
But it featured another. It featured another key ingredient you'll hear about in a sec.
Okay, go ahead.
So you Smirnoff vodka. The reason we use the Smirnoff vodka is because I just wanted booze with no flavor. I wanted booze with no flavor as the base.
Okay, I got you. I was
because
going to
all
say
the other flavors are going to be
you
so
up.
strong. Everything else is so powerful and flavorful that I wanted the booze just to come from a flavorless spirit.
Gotcha.
So ounce and a half of Smirnoff, ounce and a half of prickly pear liqueur. And the prickly pear liqueur we were using was
came
very
from the same
sweet.
people that did the pêche.
I believe so. I believe so. And it was a very
They
sweet
also did a framboise.
Pear. Yes.
They also did a framboise that I remember that was
and
delicious.
Then a half ounce of Ancho Reyes Verde. Do you remember Ancho Reyes?
No.
Oh, it's a pepper chili liqueur that is fantastic. And this one in particular is their Ancho Reyes Verde, which is a jalapeno liqueur. It's like a delicious, spicy, sweet, smooth liqueur. 2 droppers of Hellfire Shrub, which is a spicy bitter. Like a spicy a shrub, for those wondering, is kind of like bitters, but it uses some vinegar, it uses some acid. It kind of also gives a little bit of tang to the drink as well. So a Hellfire Shrub. This is a spicy shrub.
That was my extra little ingredient in Bloody Marys for people who wanted an extra spicy bloody, was to use the Hellfire Shrub.
Absolutely. And then hard shake, garnish with an orange twist. And in particular, we did the super long orange twists. We didn't twist them like a Seelbach.
Oh, yeah.
We did a pretty long orange twist that would just kind of make it a nest almost and just kind of stick it on the top to where it kind of just gave like a nice color. But that was the Cero Miedo. And I know in somewhere, I think this is the same place where I made cocktail. There was another one I made that was wrestling related, but it's not in here. Oh, this one doesn't even have a name. An ounce and a half of Stoli vanilla. A half ounce of blackstrap syrup. An ounce of Chambord. A dropper of chocolate bitters. Ice, stir, strain into a coupe with no ice.
Chambord is raspberry, and what's funny is I can tell you this: the bartending school thing. I did go to the bartending school because, as a man, when I was starting to bartend, it was hard to get a job. Like a lot of bartending places would ask for a picture with a resume on Craigslist, yeah, a lot of bars back then, like 2021.
I've never worked with attractive dudes in a bar.
2001.
Like I've never been in a bar where it was like the people were hired because they were like.
Say stop.
They looked. Stop. Green pussy, white rum, and equal parts sweet and sour mix and melon liqueur.
That doesn't sound bad. White rum and melon liqueur with a little sweet and sour mix. That's probably delicious. But you know what's funny? It probably has another name in so many places. That's the thing about so many drinks. Like they have names regionally that are different things. Like what was that annoying, the Scooby snack that people wanted every now and then? It was green as well. It had melon.
Yeah. I think that's also the same thing as I thought the Scooby snack was almost the same thing as a
liquid marijuana.
Liquid marijuana. Like I thought those were like kind of one and the same, or maybe like one ingredient off from each other.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you here, and here's a question I always like to ask in the bartending industry.
Okay.
What's in someone walks up and orders this? What are you turning around and putting in it? Vegas bomb.
Vegas bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Vegas bomb.
That was a Crown Royal cherry bomb, right? It was Crown Royal.
It's the one that has a variable where depending on who you talk to.
Peach schnapps?
Or some people would ask for it with
Cranberry? Oh, amaretto.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember the amaretto one. Maybe I do, but I remember that the Vegas bomb was always, that's very bar specific. Mm-hmm. And in the area where we were, there was another one that would come up that was funny. Let me ask you if you remember this. If I'm a person coming in to order this from you, where would you send me? If I said, can I get a little beer?
Oh, gosh.
You know what I'm talking about? We used to deal with this a lot. I don't know if you remember, really.
I mean, I tell you to go to hell. Because I ain't got no liquor 43.
Yeah, Strauss House was the only one in the village that had liquor 43, and I would always ask the person if they go, "Can I have a little beer?" I would go, "Were you at Strauss House?" Yes, I was. They're the only ones that have that liquor 43 because that's the only thing that would. Yeah.
That was always a fun one. Like the
I would tell people I'd make them a mini. I would tell people I'd make them a mini guinea.
What's in a mini guinea?
Little bit of Bailey's floated on top of some Kahlua.
Oh,
and it looks like a little mini Guinness, and that would be the way that I was really good. That'd be the way that I could still get a sale out of them.
Oh, I love that.
Go back to Strauss and get your little beer, but tell me if the mini. I mean, come on, you can't go wrong with Kahlua and Bailey's. Mm-hmm. And it looks like a little baby. Yeah.
Always, it depending on the night, depending on the busyness, depending on, I hate to say this, on my mood. It was always an interesting interaction when someone would say, just make me something.
That's 100% me too. There would be times where you would get that 7-ingredient sex on the beach that I would make that people would ask for every now and then at the bar, sex with a Brendan. And I would always say it makes you bitter and angry and you don't call me afterwards. But it's a great joke. Every time. I said it every time. And it always, got to laugh every fucking time too. And I got a tip off of it. And the key, I feel like, still to this day, is razzmatazz in that cocktail. That's another one. You put razzmatazz in any fruity cocktail with pineapple juice and Malibu, you're done. I mean, it doesn't matter the other freaking ingredients. There was some orange thrown in. There was some cranberry thrown in. Blah, blah, blah. So, and I'm not hating on little beers for the chat. I'm not hating on little beers. I just wasn't able to make them, and I had to come up with another. Wait, shut up.
So, what would you do though? Like, what was your go-to when someone walks up to you? Someone walks to the bar and they say, something? "You know what? Okay, let's do it this way. Let's put a little bit more framework on it."
I have a
nice suit.
Okay,
expensive watch. You know, to the T. Dude looks like he just got off his day trader marketing job downtown Cincinnati. Comes over. This is the first place he comes after he gets off work. You can tell that his credit card's going to be really heavy. It's a thick black metal one. And
I would always say, what alcohol do you like? What alcohol do you hate?
There you go.
I would always start with that. That way I have a great range already. I mean, that right there tells you so much about a person. I mean, am I going to be leaning more of a martini route or am I looking more into a whiskey cocktail route? Because usually bourbon is going to be what is said, or they're going to go with gin. I feel like you don't see rum a lot. You don't see vodka number one a lot. Maybe scotch. But gin, and I feel like bourbon's number one.
Somebody tells you, I want a cocktail with tequila, but I don't want any citrus in it.
Cocktail with tequila but no citrus in it. I would say, do you mind mezcal?
Sure, go for it.
I'd do a mezcal old fashioned.
There you go. No orange peel.
You got a good point there. Nah, you're being a bitch. Why you gotta be a bitch about it? Maybe not any orange peel. I don't know.
I mean, you could probably,
the smokiness would overpower it.
You could probably figure out another way to you could probably honestly garnish it with something completely different than an orange peel. You could probably lean away from because then you've just got mezcal, bitters, simple syrup. I mean, that's going to be smoky.
There's no bitters in an old fashioned.
You're right. Man, I'm getting my shit wrong.
Manhattan. Today. I know. I did it earlier with Manhattan and old fashioned too. We've been out of the game a while, brother. We got to start looking at. We got to maybe we need to start making cocktails each week. Maybe we need to make Aperol each week. Maybe we need to move into a cocktail that we pop open with a can. Here. I'll tell you something else from the famous recipe book. Is there anything else?
Old fashioned, Old Crow, simple syrup, Angostura bitters, orange peel.
Old Crow. Wait.
Old fashioned. Whiskey.
Oh yeah, bitters.
Bitters. Yeah, you just said no
Angostura.
bitters.
I said there was no bitters, didn't I?
Yeah,
There is Angostura.
I was
thinking of vermouth.
On.
It's my fault. That's my fault. I was thinking of vermouth. Bahama Mama, Alexander. 77 Sunset Strip. That's a very specific drink. A 77 Sunset Strip.
What's your hate drink? What do you not want to make?
Okay, I have two. I hate the person if they order a Long Island, usually. I hate the drink if they order anything dirty, because olives are my number one food hatred in this world. I don't want to deal with the olives. I don't want to smell the olives. I don't like the fact that you like olives. Send in my celebrity crush, whoever that may be. Send in my celebrity dream that I used to have. Who would that be? Let's go with Felicia Day.
Okay.
You ever seen The Guild? You ever seen? Anyway, she comes into the bar. Hello. I would love for you to take. I don't know. It doesn't matter what you say. The minute you order, can I get a martini dirty with olives? I'm out. I just ew. My least favorite job at the bar, filling the garnish tray, because I used to have to put that rubber glove on like I was about to do like an operation on somebody from the back, and reach my hand down into the hole in the jar and pull out these devil's testicles of olives and drip.
See, I don't like my answer is olives. Very similar.
I hate olives,
but for a completely different reason. Just a classic dirty martini is one of my least favorite things to make, because it's so subjective. It is so subjective. Too much.
How dirty?
Too much. Not enough. Too dirty. Not dirty.
Desert dry. Dry.
Oh, I want olive and vermouth. You never do like this. Everyone's got their opinion on what should be a very simple drink.
Martini is basically 2 ounces of straight up liqueur or liquor, cold. You're an alcoholic, and you're just saying martini to sound like you're not an alcoholic.
You want to sip on super cold liquor and just look good, look fancy doing it. There's not much else to it.
There's not many mixers in. I mean, even a Cosmopolitan doesn't have much for a mixer in it. It's a splash of cranberry, a splash of sour. If your this is the key. This is why I always made the best Cosmos for people. They were pink, not red. You're using too much cranberry juice. That's the key. Very little, just a touch,
That's why it's called a Cosmopolitan, because it was that blushy pink color.
Yeah,
that's why it's called a Cosmo. It's not called a Cosmo because it looks cosmic red. That's not what it's supposed to be. I will say though, sometimes some of the funnest drinks to make are those crazy, like tanning. Every once in a while, a Bloody Mary is fun to make.
I love, and there was a certain thing about the Pride, like that people would get, like on a busy Saturday night. I hated those drinks.
Mm-hmm.
I found them to be just annoying. But on my night, I remember one of my nights for a long time was Monday, which was half price pizza night, bourbon night at the one bar that I'm talking about that we worked at. Yeah, mm-hmm. But I remember on those nights though, making someone an old fashioned or making someone a martini and sitting in front of them and then walking away and turning around and they're taking a picture of it and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great feeling. It's
always a good feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So it's always a great feeling when somebody's taking pictures of your drinks and like people remember you and send people to you to like go get this drink from this person.
People remember you that you don't remember all the time. Hey man, like, oh, right? You.
Yeah, I'm
like, buddy.
Yeah, like I'm surprised you remember me because I don't remember you, and you were probably way more drunk than me.
Right. And I never remembered names. I remember your drink order usually, or your last name if you always opened a tab.
Yeah,
but I'm terrible just in modern.
There's public certain things. Like there was a group of like three dudes that we just called Railroad.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. They worked for the railroad. Yeah,
they all worked for the railroad. We would see them every about 2 weeks, like clockwork, they would come in, they would tear the place down, and in a good way, like they would just drink and eat and drink and eat and drink and eat and tip like they were your rich uncle, and then just go back to their lives. You'd see them again in 2 weeks. They would drink and eat and drink and eat and tip you like crazy, and then just be gone. And when
those were the days,
they never came in and acted like they were rock stars. They never came in and acted like they deserved special treatment. But also, they didn't come in when we were always super crazy busy. They'd come in on like Tuesdays and Thursday nights and a Friday afternoon, and like
there's certain customers like that could make your weeknight. That could make your weeknight completely. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
absolutely. So. There's customers like that can really make your weeknight. And then I remember a lot of times where you'd be working a shift, and for some reason, your bar would turn into the service industry bar.
Oh yeah, those are the best.
Random weeknight, like everybody just got off work and just decided to come to your bar, and when it's all service people sitting at the bar.
Let me tell you how much I love service nights like that.
Talk about a clean bar.
Those were the exact opposite of these other days and nights that I would get in bars in Cincinnati and certain bars in Covington every now and then. Not where we were, but in other places. I had to deal with this, and I don't know if you ever had to deal with this, but were you on a what do they call them? The bike cart routes where it's the
pedal wagon.
The pedal wagon, yes. Yeah, were you on a pedal wagon route?
Oh yeah.
When a pedal wagon group would pull up and you're already busy, it's like, oh fuck these drunks. I don't want to deal with this now.
The place that we worked, when I went and ran the other location for a little while, we were on 4 pedal wagon routes. There was 4 different companies whose pedal wagons came right in front of our place. And like it wasn't an if, it was a when on Saturday night. It was, when are we getting pedal wagons?
Oh, it was terrible. It was like when the bus would pull up with the bridal parties, or there would be a full-size limo bus that would pull up.
I'd rather take the bridal party, the bachelor party, than the pedal wagon, because they're coming in, they're trying to bring stuff in, they're trying to take stuff out.
Oh yeah, no, they're usually stealing and scavenger hunting the building.
They're always taking stuff, but then they're always trying to bring outside booze in.
Yep.
And like,
they already have a beer in their hands.
And if you ever watch this and you'll wonder why bartenders are so anal about like outside booze and breaking the rules, it's because all our bosses did was remind us about the rules.
Yeah.
Because it's so just that like you can get sued. It's always that fear of legal repercussion.
Yeah. No, we always had the fear put into us. Trust me, I would love for you to have that shot.
I'll never forget that.
Fucking throw that can out before you come in here.
I was running that same bar, and it was like a Tuesday afternoon. This is like 2:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday, right?
Yep.
It's during the summer.
Yep.
Family comes in, like husband, wife, their 2 kids. It looks like another, like maybe, and the brother of the dad or something like that, like 2 other adults. There's like 6 people. They order pizzas downstairs. They come up. The family goes and sits in the corner. They're the only people in the bar.
Yeah.
And they're getting their food. They're getting their drinks. And like clockwork, I see the mom hand a 9 or 10, 11 or 12-year-old kid and like, here, you want to try this? Hands him her drink.
Yeah, that's
unbelievable. See him take a couple drinks, put it down. She takes it. I'm like, I need to make sure that I saw that. So I go down to the cameras real quick and I go and rewind. And I think, okay, because I know this is going to be a scene, so I need to get this on there.
Yeah,
and I go up and like I'm walking and I'm talking to one of the GMs and I'm like, hey, here's what's happening up there. I just saw it. He's like, get them out. You know that we can't do that. They got to take their food to go.
Yeah.
So I end up kicking out this whole family, refunding their drinks over 2 seconds of bad decision. You want to do it at home, but don't put people in a service industry or in a business in that position.
Yeah.
Like that's a weird thing to do in in a place of business. Is like, I'm going to give this child out. It's your kid or not. Like that's a weird scenario. That's one of those makes people think like, am I on a hidden camera show?
100%. Yeah. Right. I've got to like I'm being tested.
I got to do something. I can't.
I'm being tested. Yeah, someone's testing me.
You could be with ABC for all I know. You could be with the Alcohol Commission. So yeah, you got to go.
I gotta look into this. So, you want to crack a can of something?
I've got a can to crack. I'm trying to get to these gummy bears in the bottom of this glass, surrounded by ice. But yes,
weird. That's what's weird though. You got chewy, crunchy ice and gummy bears.
Well, now they're hard as can be. When gummy bears get cold, they get like rock hard. So these things are like little bullets right now. But yeah, let's crack a beer. I have another wonderful beer from North Carolina. Previously, I think last week, I had Burial's Surf
Previously.
IPA.
Yeah, now, you did have Surf Wax.
I've got something from Legion. This is Legion,
and I love this the slogan, Friends and Beer.
Friends and Beer.
Brewed and canned by Legion, Friends and Beer, Charlotte, North Carolina, local fresh. It says Legion is made for the best of friends, even if you just met them. We can't wait to see you. Brewer notes, this is 7.6 alcohol by volume, 74 IBUs. This is their hop chiller.
Well, there you go. There's Old somebody IPA. Who puts their IBU on the can.
Right.
We were talking about how that doesn't happen that often.
Yeah. But this is a 16 ouncer. This is a big boy, 7.6%. This is hop chiller, cold IPA, one of my favorite styles.
I do not have a beer.
Okay.
That looks good though. There's almost a green tint to it. Nope, you got it. You're saved. You just got to hold still now. That's the only issue.
I know. It's got that nice lagery smell. The head's got that nice yeastiness to it. That's what I love about a cold IPA is it leans almost like a lager territory.
I am seltzering it tonight for the first time. I'm going to go with a High Noon Peach.
High Noon.
I do like my things like that, but I don't know if I've had one in the beer segment on the show yet. So I'm going to have a Peach High Noon, and to make up for the usual IPAs that I drink, I may slam 3 of these back to back or something. I don't know. What are these? 4.5%. That's still what, a Bud Light? What Cheers. Is a Bud Light? Cheers.
Like 4.5?
I love peach. I love peach.
Bud Light ABV.
I think it's 3.5.
See, I'd be pressed to almost call that a lager instead of an IPA.
That beer there?
The cold IPA, because it almost, I don't want to say they actually put it through a lagering, but from what I understand, it leans more on that weedy, yeasty.
That cold fermentation.
Mm-hmm. God, that's good.
And that's from Legion Brewing.
Legion Brewing? Well, Legion Friends and Beer. It's not called Legion Brewing.
Friends and Beer.
Legion
it's not
Friends and Beer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah, they're there. Well, no, okay. But on the side of the can, it does say Legion Brewing. I didn't go to this place. I bought it at a grocery store.
Okay.
So I kind of just was like, ooh, that's cool. Hold on. Ooh, it has a story. Hold on.
Oh, we got a story.
Blasting your palate. What a first line. Blasting your palate with crisp, bright grapefruit hop character. This hybrid style combines the best attributes of West Coast IPAs and modern hops using unique brewing techniques. It's fantastic.
Nice.
I went to look this up.
And mine is a delicious peach seltzer. I like these High Noons better than White Claws and things like that. I will say I tried Mad Tree's Sway the other day.
Oh, but that's 4.2.
4.2. Well, I'm still having more than a Bud Light. So if you're out there with Bud Light.
I got a couple sways in the fridge. We every once in a while we end up getting some sways.
I had the orange and blue FC Cincinnati kind of themed diamond one, which is orange and blueberry. It was really, really good. The blueberry finish on it's fantastic.
Blueberry is an interesting flavor and alcohol.
It's hard to translate at times.
And people sometimes will lean into it where it doesn't taste like blueberry as much as it will taste like baked good, like blueberry baked good. I noticed that a lot. They kind of almost seem to.
They want a blueberry muffin.
Sweet, yes. And
they want a blueberry muffin.
Sometimes I would like just blueberry would be nice, like a blueberry IPA. Just blueberry would go really well. I like a good rye IPA. They're few and far between.
A rye PA?
Hard to find, but rye PAs are fantastic.
Rye PA. I love that name
more. Christian Moorline had one for a while. Bay of Bengal. Bay of Bengal. That was a rye IPA that I had for a little while. That was fantastic.
If I were to ask you off the top of your head, do you remember the worst thing you've drank beer wise? Would you know what it is?
The worst beer? Okay, so like we're excluding like a skunked beer, spoiled beer, like
no,
like
a beer that
bad
was
for
what it was
like,
meant to be. Yeah.
Okay. So yes, absolutely. I couldn't tell you the specific name, but I can tell you the place because everything I had there was some of the worst things I've ever tasted. There is a brewery called Wicked Weed out of North Carolina, and their stuff is fantastic.
Yeah.
But they have a sidebar company called the Funkatorium that specifically does the big, bold sours. Like here's an 18.5 kettle sour, and here's like a blueberry cream cheese lactic acid sour, and like all these big. It's all about big sour beers.
Yeah.
So I went there and got a flight. It was some of the most acidic, offensive, poorly flavored things I've had in my life. Couldn't drink it, barely could finish them. One of my beers had chunks floating in it, and I didn't know what those chunks were. One of them had that thing where sometimes with sour beers and super fruity beers, the head like stains the glass that color, and it has that like kind of dried milk texture to it.
Yep.
Terrible. Awful. Terrible. So I couldn't tell you the specific beer, but I can tell you the worst beer drinking experience I ever had in my life was at the Funkatorium in Asheville, North Carolina.
Mine was a beer from Rivertown. They had made a series that was going to be the 4 Horses of the Apocalypse.
Okay.
And I only got to try this at the bar that we worked at as a sample, and it was called War, and it was a chili pepper beer. And I just remember it was so beyond. There's something about when you put peppers in beer and peppers in alcohol that it almost gets that dustiness like we're talking about again.
Yeah.
Like spicy dust. I don't want spicy liquid dust. Like it's I just
spice is hard to do in beer when especially with certain styles. I had a spicy stout once that was just
I don't want a spicy
terrible.
Stout. I don't want a spicy stout.
Awful.
That's like saying spicy chocolate milk. I don't want that.
Well, because like it was at one of the best Chinese Asian restaurants in the area, probably the king of Asian cuisine, Amerasia. It was there. Because I usually trust their weird beer flavors. Because the one thing I did there one time, but somebody recommended was Wells Banana Bread beer. Have that with just like your normal Chinese food, and the banana-iness and the yeastiness. If you're eating just like spicy noodles, phenomenal. It just like cooled it off in this weird, interesting way. I had it with spicy pad thai. Think about it. The kind of earthy, peanutty pad thai, and then you've got this kind of banana bread, yeasty, lagery beer.
That's interesting.
Oh, that was a hell of a combination. So I trusted them, and I went with a different, like, let me try this spicy stout. I one of the few times in my life I didn't finish my pint of beer. I took about 2 or 3 swigs and told the servers, like, look, I will pay for this, but I have to have something else. I cannot drink this. But yeah.
Well, you want to talk about some wrestling? We got a little bit of wrestling this week.
We've had a lot of interesting things happen, and in particular, we've had a couple new matches set up
for Night of Champions.
Night of Champions is a big one. I'm really interested to see what happens.
I miss the old Night of Champions when every single title was on the line. I guess they have too many titles now.
But you don't have to. They don't do every. They don't. I would be perfectly fine. Here's what WWE could do.
Every match was a title match instead of every match being.
Every match was a title match, yes. But also, remember back in the day when it was a SmackDown pay-per-view and a Raw pay-per-view and a SmackDown pay-per-view, and they would kind of like go back and forth between the pay-per-views.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They could kind of do that, even if they don't do Raw SmackDown. Like tell me ahead of time, the World Championship is going to headline this pay-per-view. The WWE Championship is going to headline this pay-per-view. And then
kind of the way UFC
WWE,
does.
World, WWE. Yeah, give me.
I mean, UFC's events about a month or two in advance, and
it'd be nice
titles
to know.
Are on the line.
Hey, SummerSlam's coming up next month. We know that that's going to be a WWE title match because they told us that's what it's going to be, no matter who's the champion.
It's a 2-night card. It better be an everything match.
But if it was a one night, let me know. You don't even let me know who, but let me know what is going to be headlining a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
ahead of time. But we've got Night of Champions coming up, and we've got some interesting matches on there. They're building towards the King of the Ring.
We have the King of the Ring finals. We have 2 King of the Ring finals right now. You want to start with Queen or King?
Let's start with Queen.
Asuka and Jade Cargill is your final.
Like both of these performers, I think they're both awesome. This feels rushed, thrown together, and has no backing to it. As much as I want Jade Cargill to succeed, there's no super positive of her winning. Asuka will win. It'll be cool. It's another thing to add onto Asuka's legacy. So I like that idea of it. Asuka gets more things behind her name. Jade, I love Jade Cargill, but they got to do something with her very soon.
Yeah. All right. She seems like she's destined for get that IC title, get that US title, run with it for a while.
Yeah.
And King of the Ring tournament final. Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes. Old legacy buddies.
It's going to be fun to watch.
It'll be a good match. That's 2 of the best that's 2 of the best performers on the planet. It's going to be a fun match. It's going to be good.
You said something that makes me wonder. We'll come back to it because I don't want to spoil what your idea was. What was the next match?
Oh, we're talking about something that's not even happening on this card, are we? You talking about the Goldberg thing?
We'll get to that, but let's get through Night first because I have a theory.
One of your favorites and one of my favorites. I mean, one of everybody's favorites. The guy is a favorite right now. There's no way around it. If you don't like Jacob Fatu, you're crazy. United States Championship, Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa.
Jacob Fatu, though.
Yeah.
Just the music just has this this bass vibe. Like he's cool. He's got swag. He
every time they hit a beat on his music, the flame cannons go off and everything. Oh yeah.
When he comes out with the title around his
neck
like a dog collar,
dude,
there's nobody cooler right now in professional wrestling than Jacob Fatu. That dude, that's like Stan Hansen, Bruiser Brody level presence. Like that dude is a character, like that in a good way. He doesn't need to be a Jacob Fatu. He's the kind of person where it's like Andre Fatu, Vader Fatu. Like he could have just been Fatu. I'm glad they made him Jacob Fatu because it's cool that he has a first name.
Yeah,
but he's got such a persona, and just they kept the Samoan werewolf thing.
Yep,
which they never really explain, but it's just they say it and it's cool and we go with it.
It makes for some cool looking shirts.
That's what it should be. You don't have to everybody doesn't have to have CM Punk is the best in the world. Seth Rollins is the revolutionary. Like Jacob Fatu is the Samoan werewolf. What does that mean? I don't know, but look at him.
Right. Yeah. Gunther's the ring general.
But I think anything that he does is going to be fantastic. I think we're just counting down the days and months until he moves into the world title scene. And when that happens, dude, look the fuck out.
Here's one that You know what? This could be really, really good.
Yeah.
Because I remember these two going at it in NXT. This has just recently been added, I think, because of like Liv Morgan's injury, things like that. But we're gonna get Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight.
That's gonna be fantastic.
That'll be a banger.
The street fight will be good for the both of them. I think they're gonna carry it off very well. They both are super aggressive. It'll be fun to watch.
One more that's been added recently, just like that, and I'm glad it's been added because this guy hasn't been on a premium live event in a while, and he's been building momentum. And he had an amazing pipe bomb promo. Speaking of, did you see Cena's pipe bomb promo? That was fun.
I think he's performing on a level we haven't seen in a very long time.
Oh man,
and letting him finally just say whatever he wants, or he's probably always been able to say whatever he wants, but now that he kind of has that ability to where he can say shitty things and it's okay.
Oh man, it's so good. It's so good. But Karrion Kross, Sami Zayn, they're gonna have a match. So at least they're giving Kross a match on this card.
I'm half and half on this. I'm half and half on Kross right now. Like, he could do something cool, but if they don't do something cool very soon, it's just going to be a wrestler bitching.
Right, I know.
It's just a dude complaining about his job at this point, and unless we get the payoff, it's.
Well, I hope they finally see it. His merch is selling. The guy's a badass. Let him go. Let's see what happens.
Do you think?
Supposedly, there's these rumors going around. No, supposedly there's these rumors going around, and maybe I need to go back and watch more of his matches. But supposedly he refuses to take back bumps. I don't know.
I've seen that article floating around as well.
There's a weird article floating around. A couple articles that are saying that.
Imagine you last that level long and that far and accomplish that much, not doing that.
Unless you're the Great Khali.
Well, yeah, because you're huge. And you don't have to. Like, Andre didn't have to that often.
Right.
Undertaker barely ever did.
We got one more match on that card. It's going to be the main event. It's the championship match. It is the mentioned John Cena versus CM Punk.
So, this match is beautiful. This match is a great example of here's a storyline that doesn't need extra fluff, but still tells a story on its own. This is literally John Cena kind of, when you boil it down, they never really had that moment. Like, John didn't cost CM Punk a title or burn his house down or cost him anything. This is just them bringing up old beef.
Yep.
Poking at each other, picking at each other, and cutting amazing promos on one another.
Right.
This is a wrestling rivalry built on rivalry.
I don't know if they can have matches that the match will be good, I'm sure, whatever, but it won't live up to the promos that build up to the match.
I don't see how it does.
It can't, because they're so good on the mic. And whatnot. And there's another big event this weekend,
and that's going to be really cool to see. Though I do want to one more thing about the Punk Cena match is I think it's another opportunity for a pattern that we're going to start seeing over the next couple of months. I think what happens in that match could be part of a few things that happen that I hope happen that we kind of talked about before the show.
Yeah.
And it's going to do really cool things. So I'll say what I think is going to happen here because I also think it's going to happen in the other event we're going to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
I think Rollins and his goons wreck the match.
Well, you were asking me, we kind of talked about this earlier. You were asking me about my opinions on Goldberg being back.
Yeah. Did they put the belt on Gunther just to lose it to Goldberg?
I hope not.
That'll be a waste.
I hope. You know what? You just said something that may have changed my opinion on the way this goes. My opinion on the way this was going to go was we have a 3-minute match where Goldberg ends up winning the title, and then Seth and them come out and take the title and beat down Goldberg, and then Seth leaves with the title. That way Goldberg has his retirement match. He never has to worry about technically losing the title, blah, 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 blah. But it would make more sense for Seth and them to come out and just wreck it from the start.
Yep.
Like, or halfway through, interject yourself and make it a triple threat. Although I don't know how long you can go halfway through on a match with Goldberg.
No! Here's the moment. Here's the moment.
Yeah.
So you've got Gunther and Goldberg slugging it out. Maybe it is only like a 45-second match. Like let's just say it's 45 seconds. No, let's say it's like 2 minutes. Let's say it's like a 2-minute match. Okay.
Right.
Before this, on Night of Champions. What was the first match of Night of Champions that we talked about?
Women's King of the Ring, Men's King of the Ring.
Men's King of the Ring was
Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes.
Seth Rollins messes that up. Wrecks it, ruins it. Him and his dudes swarm the ring, beat them both up, right? Later on, CM Punk and John Cena in that night beats them both up. Wrecks the ring, or maybe after the match beats up. That's what it is. Punk loses. Punk's all sad and dejected about it, and then all of a sudden, Seth's music hits. They all come out, beat the shit out of CM Punk at the end of the night. And that's how you finish Night of Champions. We move forward to Saturday night's main event. We've got Goldberg versus Gunther. The bell is rung. They're slugging. They're swinging on each other. You get Goldberg. Goldberg goes for his first spear. Gunther dodges, throws him out of the ring. Right now they're fighting outside. You have them fight around the ring. Goldberg goes to run, and he's gearing up like the spear. Right, he's like getting ready to spear Gunther. He's like but right before he runs, Braun Breaker. From off camera, Braun Breaker just.
We've seen him pull that move
Goldberg he needs to break Goldberg in half. The bell rings, Braun Breaker, tsunami, and maybe there's even a moment where they all surround Gunther, and then Seth and Gunther just kind of have a moment where they nod at each other, and Gunther walks away. So Gunther doesn't have to get beat. Like Gunther doesn't get jumped. Maybe make it that thing. And then Seth can cut a promo about this is what you wasted your time on. This is who you brought back. This is who got a title shot. You know what I mean? And that way you kind of have it like Seth's mad that Goldberg's back. I think there's a real opportunity for Seth's group to do something really cool. I love that Paul Heyman's being called the Oracle now.
Add Austin Theory to the group.
Add Ricky Saints.
Add Ricky Saints.
No, add Ethan Page.
I don't know. Let Ethan go by himself.
I think he needs somebody else to get his name out there. He's always been the best guy in the groups that he's been in. When he was in that tag team with the Walking Weapon guy, he was the star of that group. Monster Squad or whatever that was in TNA. Josh Alexander. It was when they were a tag team. Like he was the better of the two.
The North.
On the North. Yes, they were like I think they were called Monster Squad or something on the Indies.
Yeah.
But like all the times we've ever seen him when he was with Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky is great, but Ethan Page was the talker and the person doing more of the promos out of that group. I think he's always kind of been the person trying to elevate the other people. So I think it would be good for someone like a Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman to kind of like pump him up a little bit, like talk about how cool he is, because he's always talking about himself.
I'm with you. There's one other big event this weekend. We haven't talked about it. You probably know nothing about it. I'm just running off 3 quick matches. Shotzi Blackheart returning to Progress Wrestling to take on Nina Samuels in the... I love the title of this show. Far From Ordinary People is the name of their show. Okay. Like I just love the name of this event is Far From Ordinary People, Chapter 181.
I saw one the other day, an event that was just called, I guess Matt Riddle is the big headliner star because it's called Riddle Me This.
Oh, really? That's funny.
So that's pretty cool.
Paul Walter Hauser is a champion in Progress Wrestling. That's what's amazing to me. But a man like Darius is fighting a guy Ethan Allen. But are you familiar with Cara Noir?
I'm very familiar with Cara Noir. Cara Noir
is fighting Luke Jacobs for the title this weekend. They're having another match. I believe it's their third match in this rivalry. But Cara Noir is so unique. I'm surprised he's not shown up anywhere else outside of Progress.
That makes me think. And Cara Noir is kind of like if
he's the Black Swan ballet.
Yes, if an actor from Cats decided, if someone decided, I'm going to walk right off stage from the Broadway show Cats and get in a wrestling ring.
He's from Swan Lake.
So
the Black Swan.
There's also it reminds me of a lot of other wrestlers and a lot of other characters, especially if you've ever watched Chikara.
Yeah.
Chikara had a wrestler called Still Life with Apples and Pears. The point of the character is they were a living painting. So they wore a full head to toe bodysuit of and every time the bodysuit was like paintings. It was like art.
I've never seen that one. That's cool.
And it was like they were supposed to be like living art, as it were. It was an interesting idea because Chikara was that weird kind of company. They had a bunch of luchadors that pretended to be ants and like space aliens. So Chikara kind of got away with stuff. It was like if an anime person ran a wrestling company.
Right.
Essentially.
Yeah, like Evil Uno, and there was a whole thing where they would put different cards.
And it was ran by Mike Quackenbush, who was a very smart wrestling person.
Quackenbush sounds like somebody who's a quack. I'm with you.
And I don't know the person from I've heard varying opinions on Mike Quackenbush, but from what I've seen about his wrestling knowledge, he knows what he's talking about.
Well, I wish we did.
We didn't, but we did a pretty good damn job.
Hey, we got through.
I think we should do a shot.
We should do a shot. Do a shot, and then maybe race a little Mario Kart or something.
Let me get my bag. My shot bag.
You got a bag. Shot bag. Brown bag in it. I like it. I like it. We should call it brown bag in it.
All right. Ooh.
How many you got in there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I have exactly 3.
Go with the middle.
You're going to go with the middle. You're the most common person in the world. You want the middle?
Yep.
Woo.
Regular Jim Beam? Oh, Jim Beam Honey. See, I knew that bottle shape with a white cap was a Jim Beam product.
Do you want to know what the other two were?
Red Stag. Oh.
I've never seen Jim Beam Pineapple. I was kind of hoping to do Jim Beam Pineapple. Don't look, just reach. Get it. What do you got? What'd you pull?
Windsor Apple.
Windsor Apple. Is it apple whiskey? Is it apple?
Blended Canadian whiskey infused with natural flavors.
Okay. So I've got American whiskey with honey. You've got. You quit with your bag? Jesus Lord, you're doing it right in front of the mic.
I gotta put my sack away. All right.
Please put your sack away.
So you've got Kentucky
American
bourbon.
whiskey with honey.
No, you have Kentucky bourbon.
Bourbon with honey, and you've got Canadian whiskey with apple.
Canadian whiskey with apple. You know where this stuff is produced and bottled?
Oh, produced and bottled.
Produced and bottled.
Okay, well, it's New York.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville, Sazerac.
It doesn't have the address, but if I was a betting man, I mean, yeah, it doesn't say that name anywhere on here, but
Sazerac is usually if it's coming out of Louisville, Kentucky.
The Windsor Distillery Company, Louisville, Kentucky. So it's either their own plant or it's Sazerac. All right, so I got Windsor Apple.
I've got Jim Beam Honey.
That was about the stiffest label. I had to put some English on that thing, man. God, that's an old phrase. Put some English on it.
Put some English on it. That's some billiards talk.
Okay, hold on.
Kind of excited by it.
Hey, let's go sour apple. Not natural. It tastes like candy apple, not real apple, which I'm here for. Real apple flavor in beverages and especially booze is weird, except for Apfel. Remember Apfel?
I don't know if I've had that.
German apple liqueur. It is fantastic.
Oh,
we used it in
wow,
Fall in a Glass.
I don't remember that drink, but I remember that liqueur now that you mention it. German apple, very apple, like natural apple.
We did a cocktail with just bourbon, Apfel, and lime and ginger beer, and it was just the most. It's
green, isn't it? Or is it clear?
It's clear. It's clear, and it comes in like a brown bottle.
Okay.
I think. Let me look up Apfel.
Interesting.
Let me make sure.
Sorry, we just get off on tangents, as you notice. It's the only getting off I'm doing lately. So sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Apfel.
So Jim Beam honey liqueur infused with Kentucky straight. Okay, now this is interesting. It's not Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey infused with honey. It's honey liqueur infused with Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Okay, so there it is.
That is that bottle.
Apfel. Yeah. If you're looking for good apple flavored liqueur, that's all we're doing today is promoting stuff for you people to buy. Buy some Apfel. It's delicious.
Apfel, Aperol, lots of apps.
Got Windsor apple.
Apple.
Smells delicious. Let's go.
Jim Beam honey.
Cheers.
I don't know if I like that. I think it's too... It's almost breakfast. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that.
Was that the pineapple?
That was the honey. You didn't pick the pineapple, you prick.
That's not bad. It kind of it really tastes like a green apple Jolly Rancher.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, like it's that apple flavor.
You can't go wrong with that.
No, it literally just tastes like you put green apple Jolly Ranchers in a bottle of whiskey and let them melt. That's not bad.
You know what's very funny?
What?
I know we're going to play a game here in a little bit, do a little racing maybe, like get in like 20 minutes of racing or something, or whatever we do with our racing. But on this show, for the first time ever, I think we're going to have to go back and look at it. I don't think we said, hi, I'm Mike. Hi, I'm Brendan. And I also don't think we asked what each other has been doing, playing, or watching.
I don't think we even said the name of the show.
I don't think we've done any of that. We should probably say it as we go off, and then we can talk about what we've been doing, playing, and watching on our next show, Dudes After Dark. So this is Two Dudes Wearing Hats. Make sure you go to 2dwh.com, like, subscribe, follow, wherever you get your stuff. Go to youtube.com/Two Dudes Wearing Hats, or go to twitch.tv/Two Dudes Wearing Hats. But the big thing, go to 2dwh.com. Follow him at that dude named Brendan. Follow me at that dude named Mike, or follow us both at Two Dudes Wearing Hats on Instagram. Make sure you follow on any of those things. This has been the episode where we didn't really do that in the beginning, like he said, so it feels kind of interesting right now, doing it all in one big blurb. Thanks for watching us on Twitch tonight. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Thanks, the internet. I'll see you again. Through it. I'm gonna make an Aperol Spritz. You should name it something new. An hour later. An hour and 20 minutes later. It should be a Mike Spritz. It's a dude Spritz, remember? A dude Spritz. There you go.